Hi! In today's tutorial, I'll show you how to sew this loose, tie-up summer dress. It's designed for hot days. Lightweight, breathable, and very easy to make, even if you only have basic sewing experience. You'll find the pattern I'm using linked in the video description. And if you have any questions along the way, feel free to leave a comment or reach out to me on social media. All the links are in the description below. We'll start by preparing the tie that will be used to fasten the dress. Fold both long edges of the strip towards the center, and then fold it in half once more to enclose the raw edges inside. At both ends of the tie, fold the fabric inwards as well, so the edges are neatly finished and won't fray over time. Now take the two mirrored back pieces of the dress and finish the edges on the overlock machine. Place the back pieces right sides together and sew from the notch to the bottom. Fold the slit to the inside and top stitch with an edge stitching foot for a clean finish. In this step, join the front and back pieces of the dress. Finish the edges on the overlock machine, then press the seams flat. In this step, we'll sew the binding to the armhole. Start by folding the binding in half and pressing it. Then place it along the armhole, matching the raw edge of the binding with the raw edge of the armhole. Sew all the way around using a 0.5 centimeter seam allowance, 1/4 inch. As you sew, gently stretch the binding so the armhole sits nicely and doesn't stick out. Be careful not to stretch it too much so you don't create any gathers. Then fold the binding to the inside and top stitch with a narrow seam as shown in the video, enclosing the raw edge. In this step, we'll prepare the front and back facings, which also create the tunnel for the ties. Start by finishing the bottom edges of each piece on the overlock. Then, fold the finished edge and stitch at about 5 to 6 millimeters, approximately 1/4 inch. Press flat. Now we'll attach the front facing to the dress. Start by folding the edge of the front facing to the inside by 0.5 centimeters, a quarter inch, and stitch it with a narrow seam to enclose the raw edge. Then, sew the facing to the front of the dress. Edge stitch close to the seam to stabilize the facing and prevent the edge from rolling out. Trim any excess for a clean finish, then stitch close to the edge to secure the facing and create the tunnel. Repeat the same steps for the back of the dress. Press everything flat and thread the tie through the openings as shown in the video. The next step is attaching the gathered lower part of the skirt. Sew the gathered skirt pieces together. Join the side seams using a straight stitch on the sewing machine, then finish the edges on the overlock. For the back of the skirt, first finish the edges on the overlock, and only then sew with a straight stitch on the machine. Press the back seam flat, the same way as you did for the upper back part of the dress. Measure the length of the upper part of the skirt to know how much to gather the lower part, and gather the whole piece. Take your time in this step to distribute the gathers evenly. Then, attach the bottom part of the dress to the top. Start by matching and securing each seam. Then join everything together, checking once again that the gathers are evenly distributed. Finish the edges on the overlock. In the next step, finish the raw edge of the hem on the overlock. Fold it to the inside and stitch all the way around. Press everything and it's done. Your dress is finished. Make sure to share your result and tag me on your social media. Don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with more sewing projects. To complete your look, check out my bag patterns and match your dress with your favorite one. Happy sewing!